everyone. My name is Amy Lorenzo, and I'm the project manager for our app, Food Waste Management. Starting from your right-hand side, we have Alec Boal. He is our entertainment developer. Isaac McSherry, our education developer, and Philip Hall, our lead researcher. Allie Wilkins is our marketing director, but she wasn't able to be here today, so I will be taking over. We have collaborated together to create an app that is not only beneficial to humans, but the environment as well. We've incorporated all of our skills together to leave a lasting impression on you all. Enjoy.
All right, so what do you think the problem is with food waste? You can just go to your trash can, throw away what you don't want, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. It's just simple, everyday thing that all of us do. But in the long run, it's actually really detrimental to the environment because over 31 billion pounds of food are wasted each year, and that's just in America. So people just don't think about it, and then all that food gets wasted, which ends up being $165 billion wasted for America. And that also means that there's 16% of America's methane emissions are just coming from food waste. And methane is one of the worst greenhouse gases that's being put into the atmosphere. So if food waste can go down, that means methane emissions will also go down, which will then not be putting nearly as many greenhouse gases into the environment. And they're fairly easy ways to stop food waste. And one of them is just get a smaller portion of food and only eat what you need. Don't just fill up your plate and then eat half of it and then get full and throw the rest away. And you can also compost food, so that way it will be emitting methane to the atmosphere, but it will at least be being used for something that's useful, so it can be used to fertilize other plants. So it's just like a cycle. Eat your food, compost it, then use it to grow more. And you can also use it to produce energy, and there are some landfills doing this already, where you can put it underground, and then the methane that it emits, it then goes and it's burned and it's used as an actual energy to power houses. And I believe in Michigan, they actually do this quite a bit, and it's powering thousands of houses there. And then also, as you can see up here, there at the bottom, there are some foods that are kind of ugly, but when you're in the store and the food doesn't look very good, it really doesn't matter that much. It can be a little bit bruised, but you can still eat it, and it tastes just the same as the pretty fruit that's right next to it. So there's no need to just leave that there and let it go to waste.
Okay, this is Allie's slide. Okay. So our app is designed to help anyone who purchases food and notices they end up throwing out more food than they actually eat. Our app will allow consumers to keep track of when their food will expire by allowing them to enter the type of food and expiration date. Our app will store that information so that when the food is about to expire, it can remind the consumer. By reminding them, this will hopefully reduce the amount of food that is being thrown into landfills, and in turn, make the environment a better place. We also have a whole other exciting side to the app where you can learn tips about what you can do with all your expired food. It is broken down into categories in order to make it easy to find.
So right here we have screens of the entertainment slide. So we kind of stretched the definition of entertainment a little bit, but we did this because we think this screen where you're allowed to put in your food and see when it will expire would be a lot more useful than a game for this purpose. So I'm going to demonstrate how the app works. I made this sweet video, but since I can just demonstrate right now, it won't really be necessary. So this is our intro screen. It takes about 5 seconds. So now you're on our login screen. Just put in your name and hit enter, and then log in. Say you want to keep track of your food. Let's say you have milk and you want to know when it expires. You can look at the expiration date. You have to actually put in a number, so you'll have to do some math to find out when the food will expire. Or if you don't know, let's say it doesn't have a date, you can go to our education slide or side and use this link. You go down here, look at milk. And let's say you just opened it, so you can see it'll last for 5 to 7 days. So now you go back to the app and have to log in again. So you go back to my food, put in milk, let's say be 5 days for it to expire, and then hit save. This ideally would take a day, and we can make it do that, but we just made it about 3 seconds just so I can demonstrate, because we don't want to wait here for 5 days. So we'll just wait for it to expire. And now it's in your support list. If you want to know what you can do with it, you can go back to the education slide, go to the dairy section, read up on tips on how to either use your milk before it expires or compost it properly. But for now, let's just go back to my food. You can delete it, just hit delete spoiled food. And now let's say you have a bunch of foods and you use them before they expire. So we'll put in milk, we'll put in 8 days, and we'll put in, say, pie, and 10 days. Let's save it. Let's say you drank all the milk. To delete it, you just type in milk again, click delete. Say you ate your pie, type in pie again, delete that, and it's gone. The main limitation to this app, I don't really think it's that much of an issue, but you have to put in a positive integer. You can't put in a pi in here or E or something. We had somebody in our focus group put in 10 million digits of pi, and it didn't work. So make sure you don't do something like that. Just round if you really think that's necessary. So yeah. Now you can search uses for food. This is the education side that I was in charge of. If you want to learn more about food waste, this is a lot of the stuff that Philip said. You can go to our source. All of our pages have sources. If you want general tips on how to prevent food waste, you can go here. These sources are different. This is more solutions. If you want to further explore what Philip said, just the best way is just to plan what you buy. Don't buy too much so you eat it all, and then you can compost your food. If you want to look at specific types of food, you can use this drop-down menu. This is if you want to know what a compost bin looks like, just move your mouse over to compost bin. This is a short tutorial on composting. You have sources down here, and then the rest of our categories also have information. That is how our app works. If you want to know how to use it, let's say you didn't just listen to me present, you can go to directions. There's text right here, or you can click on the video, which is the same video that's in the present.
All right, so the research we did on the app, we did some prior research so we could get to know what kind of things have to do with food waste. And then we did our focus group. And this graph that we have up here, this is showing the results of whether people would maybe use our app if it were a real thing, or if they would not use it, or if they will use it. And 60% is maybe. So we have a majority of the people saying that they might actually use this app if it were something that were actually sent to the public. And sadly, 30% was no, but maybe we could change their minds. And then we have another chart. And this one just shows the age distribution and how they thought the app looked. And it doesn't really show much of a correlation of age and how the app is, just because most of the people that tested the app are around the same age. And we had like really varied opinions on how the app looked. And then on the next one, we have a video of one of the people testing our app. Some of the bad reviews on how the app looked got us to change our background. So you don't necessarily need to watch the whole thing, but that just kind of shows. I didn't tell her how to use the app, but she just figured it out. So it's really easy to use, even if you don't know how to use it prior to opening it up.
For our version 2.0, we decided to make our app more, give more information and have it more navigable. We decided to do this by, first off, we would have more information in our tips section. And to make the app more easily usable, we decided to add a date section, so that instead of having to type in how many days until your food expires, you can type in the date. Another thing that we would add to it is if you put something in that has that is closer to expired than what you currently have up there, it will automatically sort it so that the food that is the closest to expiring would be on top. Does anybody have questions?